So hello, hi Gloria, lovely to finally meet you. We've been trying to meet for so long.
Yes.
And now the first time that we meet is like over the computer.
A virtual meeting.
Yes, that's right.
Virtual meeting. We're getting closer day by day.
Yeah.
But this is good. I can see your beautiful face and
oh, and you look amazing too.
I'm happy to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be the first one that you are interviewing.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous now. My heart's beating. Interviewing a superstar here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
So I'll just start with the Sonic Adventure Ladies questions, because we'll be doing these every time. So tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I say these words. So give me one for each. So fun.
Fun, surfing.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Inspiring. Inspiring is the second one.
Inspiring, maybe hiking up to the top of a mountain and looking down at the view below and just taking in the scenery.
Yeah, very nice. Do you do that often?
I don't do it often, but I do love sports and fitness and the outdoors. Yeah. So awesome. I'm always up for a good old hike. You know, I love challenges, and I've done grueling hikes that have taken like 7 hours, and we had like I did one hike in Hong Kong with a friend, and we did like 38,000 steps.
Oh my God.
But we had stopped in the middle. There was this part that led to a beach, so we hiked down, had a picnic, slept, woke up, and then continued the hike, and then finished the hike when it got dark and we like couldn't see anything. And my legs were wobbling. I was like, oh, I can't even walk anymore.
That's crazy.
But it was really cool. Totally worth it.
Yeah. I did a similar one in Thailand, and the steps were like so steep, like this high. It was crazy. Like I was not expecting that. You nearly died. I nearly died on the way back down. Yeah. But it is beautiful.
Going down is the hardest.
Yeah.
Getting to the top is like so worth it, and going down is like the harder part because you're already exhausted, and then your poor knees. I get like sore knees, so I'm like, I got my walking stick and a tree branch. I'm like, oh, I made it up, but how do I get down? Or should I just roll down?
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And the last one is empowering. What comes to you when you
empowering? I think standing on a stage in front of thousands of people who are screaming your name and jamming to your tune.
Yeah.
And you're right up there.
And you've had moments like that, haven't you?
Leading the crowd. I have, yes.
Yeah.
And they were definitely empowering, where you're like, oh my God, I feel like invincible.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, they're good. Well, at moments like that, obviously I have highs and lows, like every person in life, and like every woman, really more so.
Yeah.
But that's definitely been some of the highlights.
That's awesome. And where was that? Where was that moment? Like, you've had a few, or what was?
Yeah, a lot of them have been in Asia because I've been based in Asia. So far I haven't really rocked a huge crowd in like in Australia or in Europe or anything. But and in China you have numbers, right? You throw a little party and then suddenly like 10,000 people are there. It's like that's
crazy.
That's pretty common.
Wow.
So I did one. It was like a pre-party. It was like a pre-festival. So it was like a mini festival that we were throwing to bring people for a big festival. And there were just 5,000 people there. And I was like, whoa. So yeah, I took one selfie and I couldn't even get all the people in that shot because they were just spread out. And they were just random people that had come to see, like, oh, what's this? Oh, electronic music. Cool.
That's
you know,
China, wow.
Yeah, fathers and mothers with their kids, and I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, this is great.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. All right, so because we haven't heard much about you yet, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you started, you know, doing all your music.
All right. Okay, so my ethnicity is I'm Chinese Australian, so I'm mixed. My mum is from Hong Kong. My dad is from New Zealand.
Oh.
And I have an Australian passport. So it's like very confusing. But like kind of dual citizenship where I have Australian and Hong Kong citizenship.
Yeah.
So like I like to call myself a Cantonese Kiwi. Cantonese
Nice.
Kiwi.
Ah,
Basically a misfit.
yeah.
So yeah, I was born in Hong Kong, and I lived basically a third of my life in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then my family relocated back to Hong Kong, and I lived the other 2/3 of my life in Asia,
Whoa.
in
Was that
basically Hong Kong
was that a
and
big
Shenzhen.
hard to transition from that?
Yeah, definitely, because I was kind of like a teenager at the time. I was about 11 or 12,
Uh-huh.
and it was hard for me, but I
Mm.
made the transition. And the younger you make the transition, the easier, I think. The
Yeah.
older you get, the harder it is to
And you knew
sort
the
of
language,
change. And
you know.
no, I didn't know the language at all. Like I only
Oh,
spoke English.
uh-huh.
And my mom had tried to teach, me Cantonese as a kid, but I didn't really pick it up, because if you're not really immersed in the, in the scenario and in the country, it's
Yeah.
very hard to learn a language. But
Mm.
once moving over there, living in Hong Kong and then living in China, now I speak Cantonese and Mandarin, which is great,
Really? Wow.
which is the reason my parents, moved us back over there, like my family. And yeah, I have to say it was
Amazing.
definitely worth it, and a great
Mm.
decision by them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm basically a DJ, musician, producer, world traveler.
Exactly, like a Sonic Adventure lady. That's
Lover of
what
life.
this is all
Yes, I
about.
love adventure.
That's the vibe that I want to create with this whole community. So
I
you're
love it.
perfect.
I think
You're our
I can
perfect
fit
Sonic
in
Adventure
there.
lady.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. And so the next question I have for you is, when did you first start getting into the electronic music industry, and how did that come about? So why
So
electronic music?
yeah, it was back in 2009, so quite a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago now. I had met a guy, and we had fallen in love, and he happened to be a DJ, and
Uh-huh.
we started to throw underground events around
Okay.
Shenzhen. It's the Shenzhen, China, so it's the city that borders Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wow.
so I've been living there for the last 20 years, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I've
Whoa.
spent like 2/3 of my life, and now you can do the math and guess my age. Quick maths.
No,
I'm not
age
16 anymore.
age doesn't exist. It's all good. And
It's just a number.
you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
So yeah, so he was a DJ, and I was good at promoting and networking events. So we started to throw our own events, and they
Okay.
were like very underground, minimal, raw parties, kind of illegal, but kind of just thrown for fun,
Wow. How are they
And this
legal?
was, well, I mean, we would just set up a party in the middle of a park or in a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh my
obviously we
gosh.
didn't get permits or anything, but we would just set up speakers and the DJ equipment.
Yeah.
And we just tell all our friends, like, we're having an underground rave at this time, be there,
Wow,
And so we wouldn't get huge numbers, but they were, at least 100 to 200 people. And they were just like
that would have
crazy
been
parties.
amazing. Wow. And did
Definitely.
you
So
ever
that
have
was
like
like,
people trying to stop the parties, or no?
we did occasionally get cops coming in and sort of being like, oh, what's this? Like, oh, but they were super harmless, and they never really did anything other than just check it out, because it was more of just noise complaints sometimes.
Yeah.
So they'd just check it out, like, oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, foreigners, all right, bye. And they wouldn't really,
Is it
they
still like
wouldn't
that
really.
now? Like, is that
No. That's all shut down. So this was, long ago. This was
the
over
good
10
old
years
days?
ago. The good old wild China days when, being a foreigner, you could kind of just get away with anything.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I could have seen, China then compared to how it is now. It's really come a long way. And
yeah,
they develop so fast. So in 10 years, like, everything's changed. So those days are definitely gone. Like, you couldn't just set up speakers in a park and start blasting music. Now you'll get arrested, you'll go to jail, and you'll get kicked out of the country and blacklisted for 5 years.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
you're
that's
lucky
how
that
they
you
were
got to do
illegal.
that. You're lucky.
Yeah,
that you got to
definitely.
play
So
it.
that was my first taste of electronic music and like
Okay.
parties.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, we would just set up shop, throw our parties, and our friends would come, and they started, you know, we did beach parties sometimes, we did house parties.
Mm-hmm.
And
But you
I was
weren't
always
DJing
good
yet, were
at
you?
network. I wasn't DJing yet.
Yeah.
I was just
Okay.
like the networker, kind of
Uh-huh.
like the promoter.
Promoting it. Yeah.
And I would always get people telling me like, "Oh, you should DJ. We'd love to see you up there on the decks." I'm like, "Man, nah, I like to be dancing." You know, I'm like, I just want to dance.
Mm.
But eventually, you know, like my partner had taught me to mix, and
Mhm.
we had the CDJs at home, or he had them. So they
Yeah.
were the CDJ 100s.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
like
wow.
very basic, you know, with just like a little digital reading,
Yeah.
super basic. And so I learned to mix on those.
Okay.
And eventually that's what led me to where I am today.
Yeah.
That was the start of it all.
So you
I
loved
started
it.
learning
So
to
once you
mix,
started,
and then I
yeah.
started playing at some of our parties.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the music I played was always like pumping, and people were like, "Woo,
Yeah.
we love it.
Awesome.
See you at the next party." And I get, you know, get people's emails, get their
Yeah.
contact, and yeah, I was good at like
That's how you
sort
got
of
your
getting a
reputation.
following.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of, it started off locally, and
Yeah.
then it grew from there.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
That's okay. All right. So the next question: how long have you been DJing for? Well, we kind of figured that out a little bit, but and what
Yeah.
inspired you to get into it? So it was from your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Did you grow
Yeah,
up
so that
with
was,
a musical family, or have you always loved music?
yeah, definitely. My father was musical. He played the piano and the guitar, and his mother, my grandmother, also was an amazing pianist. And my uncle and auntie, my auntie is actually part of the New Zealand string quartet.
Oh,
So she's like quite famous in New Zealand, and she plays the viola.
beautiful.
And yeah, so as growing up as a kid, I played guitar. I loved to sing and dance.
Yeah.
And I loved being like on stage in front of a crowd.
Yeah. So
Wasn't
you've always
shy.
been performing. You've always been.
Yeah, I just loved
in the
music,
industry.
and I loved
Yeah.
performing.
Similar
and
to me, because
music.
I grew up as doing ballet, and
Yeah, I saw
and-
that you have a dancing background as well.
Yeah.
So you're
yeah.
like, you're not afraid to be on stage. You love the
Yeah.
spotlight. You love music.
Well, I still get nervous now, but I don't know if you
Oh, of
do.
course.
Yeah.
It's funny, like I go through periods, sometimes I'm like not nervous at all.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous. Sometimes when you have a really great show, you're on this high and you're like, oh, I'm like invincible, and you just and you don't really think about anything, and you keep that vibe, and you're just not nervous. And then sometimes when maybe something goes wrong, or you maybe make a mistake, and you're like, oh shit, I messed up, and then you're like, then you're a bit nervous. And sometimes with the really big shows, I do get nervous.
Yeah, and I think that's normal. Like you hear it, a lot of big stars, they still get real stage fright. So it's not something.
I think that means you care.
Thing, Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I care about what these people are gonna think in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. All right. So your resume is obviously very impressive. I had a look at everything that you've done, and you've done so much. It's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So how do you cope with the DJ lifestyle, and like what do you do to stay mentally and physically healthy, and what are your self-care habits as well? That's what we would like to
all right. Well, exercising keeps me physically healthy, and drinking keeps me mentally healthy.
Awesome.
And find a way to balance those two, and then I don't go crazy.
Like, do you find it hard to not drink when you're at gigs? Like,
definitely.
Has that been one of the like when you first started DJing?
Well, I've never. Yeah, I mean, when I first started DJing, I was not really a big drinker, So that came easily to me. And I just loved music, and I loved partying, and I loved being around people. So I never really drank much, but over time you start to like really get into it. And I have to say that, yeah, the amount of alcohol that I drink now compared to then has changed a lot. But I always try to balance everything out. You know, like I try not to go overboard with anything, with good things or bad things, you know. So I love a good party. I love getting loose, dancing, drinking, and then during the week I'll just be sober. I won't drink, won't party. I won't, you know, I don't smoke. So I balance it out during the week. And
have you ever been through periods where you've just like had a total detox, like?
Definitely, yeah. Sometimes you go a bit too far and you're like, okay, that's enough. I need some time off. And yeah, I have done some abstinence and detoxing, which helps because you really see the difference in your skin and just your sanity if you just be sober and just, you know, take life as it is without drinking. But I mean, I'm not against it at all. I think, you know, life's too short
it's good to have some fun, but just as long as everything in balance, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. So party when you want to party, and then like take it easy and heal your body, and you know, do the good things for it just to balance it all out. So
and
like
sorry, I was just going to ask you, what kind of things do you like doing for exercise, like to keep fit?
Well, I like going to the gym, but sometimes you don't have, you know, the chance to go to the gym. Maybe you're on the road, maybe you don't have time. So I do like doing, you know, little workouts at home, which are easy. You can do anywhere with no weights. I have like an app on my phone. It's the Nike Fitness app.
Oh, okay.
And that's, do you have that one? Have you used it?
No, I haven't tried that one.
I've had it for years.
I do yoga online. I do like yoga classes.
Yeah, well, this has yoga in it. It has yoga, it has like stamina training, and it has like weightlifting. It has like some options in it. So, I mean, I don't have to follow that app, but it's nice to have if you sort of don't have ideas. So yeah, at home, I like to just have my yoga mat, do some stretching, do some yoga, do a little bit of weights. And I find that when you do exercise, you feel like everything makes sense again, and you feel like the stress is relieved.
Because with all your because you've traveled quite a bit too with your DJing, right? So have you had to deal with a lot of like jet lag and things like that as well?
Definitely. And that's the worst. Like for me, if I'm tired, I can't think straight. I can't do anything. But I do have the booty band, which are the little thin bands that you can they're like these little like sort of plasticky strap things, and they have different tensions. So they have like an easy, a medium, a heavy, an extra heavy, and you can use them to do stretches on and to like work your butt, which I like working. I enjoy working the booty, you know, but you don't need that. There's exercises you can do in your hotel room, even if it's like really tiny. There's certain exercise, you know, you can do squats, you can do like, you know, little stretches in the hotel room. So I try to keep up with that when I'm on the road.
Because when you're on the road, like, do you spend a lot of time by yourself as well? Like, do you ever
always
feel
by myself.
or do you find that a bit lonely, or you're okay with it? You're happy to?
Of course. No, I do find it lonely. Like if I say you take your career to the next level and you're like a superstar, then you have your entourage, you know, you have someone filming you have someone doing your makeup and your hair, and then you travel with your crew, and then I guess you're not lonely. But for now, like in my career, I've traveled everywhere alone. I've traveled all over the world alone. You know, I've traveled to Africa alone, and that was scary. But I'm just like, just keep your wits about you, you know, just be smart about things, and everything will be fine. So it's been lonely, but it's all right. I have my phone. I like to read.
Yeah, it's empowering to
read
get to travel. You get to meet new people.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the places I've been to, which I probably would never travel on my own. Like I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Kenya. Why not? You know? It's like no. But you know, if they're like, can you come to Kenya and play in our festival? I'm like, okay.
So you've played in Kenya?
So,
you've played there?
Yeah, I've actually been there twice.
Yeah.
And
what was that like?
it was amazing. The people were just so friendly, just so warm, and like really interested in getting to know you, and just like everything you say is just wow, and you just feel so you just feel so warm and loved. So the people there are really, really amazing.
Yeah,
and the country is beautiful. I was just like so shocked by the beauty because I wasn't really expecting. I didn't know what I was expecting. I was just like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to go to Africa alone. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But I took the plunge and I went, and I was so happy I went. Again. And then I went back again with a different company, like a totally different group of people, but they had heard about me and they're like, oh, we want to bring you back. And I went back again, and I could go. I was supposed to go back again this year. There was going to be another event, but we'll have to see if that is happening. Now, because of the whole COVID-19 crisis. But we'll see. It's insane.
Because
you just don't know.
You were running a club as well, but just before this whole crazy thing happened.
That's right.
Peppers,
I was.
Is that right?
And Pepper was the club that I was a shareholder of and a resident DJ of from 2013 to 2019. So that had finished. This was a new club, and they had approached me and said, we want you to be the music director, and we want to start something different, and we want you to run it. And so that was the club that I was running until and we had only just opened, and now it's all stopped. This whole thing, and now I'm here in Australia.
Well, I mean, at least you're in a nice part of the world, at the moment.
Definitely.
So when that happened, did you just decide to come to Australia straight away? Like, how did that
happen? Basically it was like January, the end of January, and we were coming into Chinese New Year, which is a time when everybody goes back home to visit their family and they go to their hometown. So basically the whole of China shuts down for like a week. Factories close down, everyone goes home. So we were getting ready for that period, and at the same time this coronavirus pandemic was like brewing, and we were like, should we close for the holidays? Should we stay open? And then we decided to close. And I was actually booking a guest DJ. I was in the process of booking Victor Ruiz for our first for our grand opening guest DJ, which would have been in February, and we were just about to sign the contract. Have to pay deposit and everything, and then all this was happening, and we made the decision. Okay, we're going to close the club for now, and we won't do this booking. And then now it's still closed. And I came to Australia.
Wow. And so since you've been here, like, have you just been having a bit of a break, or what's been the plan since you've been?
Well, I came here thinking, all right, now this is a good opportunity for me to come home and sort of focus on getting into the scene over here. I didn't know if I was going to go back at the time, but obviously now nobody can really travel at the moment. We're stuck here. China's closed its borders there.
Even you and I can't cross the border to see each other now.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Everything's gone online now. So
at the moment.
My plan was to come here and get into the scene here, and I had a couple gigs here. One was at Sub Rosa, warming up for Pen Pot. And one was like a psytrance event.
How was that, by the way? I wanted to come and check you out, but I didn't manage.
It was good fun. It was insane. It was just madness. The club was packed. And I was having a great time. The music was really, really good.
Awesome.
And now that place is closed. because of
Yeah,
this
everything's
virus as well. Everything's closed.
now we're all doing live
So
sessions on the computers for everyone at home.
yeah, exactly.
So as a beautiful, stunning woman in the industry, like, do you feel like you are like always acknowledged for your true talent, or do you sometimes feel like you have to, you know, work harder to prove yourself? Like, what kind of feedback have you gotten in that sense?
Thank you. You're a stunning woman too. Thank you,
Thank
for thinking that I am. I think I have definitely been acknowledged for my talent, and I have been supported by women, but less so in the industry, maybe more so in life. Like, I do have friends that support me and are there for me, but in the industry, I can't say that I've had many women support me and sort of try and lift me up, because I think I don't know, I guess females sort of see each other as competition sometimes, and it's like it's kind of quite a cutthroat industry, and you know, you don't know who has your back, who's there to help you or to you know, replace you or something. But yeah, I think,
has that been more of your experience in China or just everywhere in general?
well, my experiences have mostly been in China.
Yeah.
So like, being a beautiful DJ, I think people look at you and they just see your exterior and they instantly make judgments on you. And then you definitely have to show them that you're not just this. You definitely have to try and work harder to say, look, I can do this. And then once they see that, once they see your talents, and once they see your skills and talents, then they can make up their own mind and be like, oh wow,
so you are a real DJ.
Yeah. Oh wow, so you're not mixing, you're not putting on a mix. I've been to some places in China where they look at me and they're like, oh, so are you really DJing or are you just playing a mix? I was like
well, like Paris Hilton maybe. I heard that Paris Hilton. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's the truth, but yeah.
I've seen some of the videos where she was playing in Ibiza and spilled water on her laptop.
If there's anyone that's going to do that, it'll be Paris. But but no, I think it's I mean, that's why also I want to create this community so we can all support each other as females and empower each other as working in the industry, because I think it's good to be able to collaborate with each other as well. And you know,
like, I love what you're doing with Sonic Adventure Ladies, and it's like supporting other women, not being afraid of, you know, other stunning women out there, not just looking at them as like competition, but sort of joining forces and going farther by teaming up and supporting each other.
Thank you. This is just the beginning, so thank you so much.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to do everything to help support you, of course.
Gloria. So we already spoke about this a little bit, so because I've seen that you've traveled a lot with all your DJ gigs to lots of different countries, but out of all of your performances, do you have anyone in particular that stands out and is like your most favorite gig?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of really amazing gigs, and it's like, it's almost too hard to sort of remember all of them because there've been so many, but definitely probably the latest most memorable gig was the Sunburn Festival in Mauritius last year.
That sounds
nice. And I was the headliner for the event, and it was held at Club Med on the beach. So I was like, wow, I'm gonna get to go to Mauritius. Like, I never imagined I would go to this amazing little island in the middle of the Pacific. And
beautiful.
so guests from all over the island, like thousands of people, showed up for this event. And I was there for 3 days. The event was on the second day, so I had one day to sort of just chill and meet people and get the vibe
good.
of the island, which
Mm-hmm.
was so nice. Like everyone was so friendly and like really
Yeah.
warm.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second night, the festival was going on, and it was superheroes theme. So
Ah.
they had picked a costume for me, and they were like, we want you to be DJ Electra, like the superhero
Oh, wow.
Electra.
Yeah.
So I had this like kind of this red costume that was designed by a local designer there, and it was really, really cool. The turnout was great. I
Mm-hmm.
think there were like a few thousand people there, and they were just screaming and dancing and jumping,
Yeah.
and it
Wow.
was an amazing vibe.
Oh.
And the organizers did a great job, and the hotel, because they were working with Club Med,
Yeah.
and there were other performers like dancers and other warm-up DJs and everything. It was just an amazing night.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I was on this high,
Yeah, you would have
and
been.
even the next day, like people at the hotel were like, oh, we saw your set and I've never danced so much. Like your music was amazing. And I was like,
So
wow,
good.
thank you.
It's so nice when you get that feedback, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
It's amazing.
you live for,
That's what you
those
live for.
moments.
That's empowering.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
So I also see you've had some great success with your music releases, getting high up in the Beatport and German charts as well. So with all of your production things, and what's next for you, Gloria? What's next on the horizon?
Yeah,
In that
so
sense.
I'm trying to like redirect my sound,
Okay.
as it were, from big room and EDM, because I played a lot of that in Asia and in
Mm-hmm.
China, which is what they really love. They just love it, like
Yeah.
wow. But
High energy.
I'm high energy now. I'm sort of getting to a point in my life where I need something more underground and chill and meaningful and spiritual, something
Yeah.
with a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I'll be looking to produce like more, deep house, deep tech tracks.
Awesome.
That
Do you feel like
that
that's been like a
yeah,
natural development because,
yeah.
being
Maybe
around
I'm getting
it?
old. Maybe I'm getting older. Maybe I'm getting
We all just
wiser.
want to
Maybe
chill
it's
out.
all of the above. Yeah, really
Yeah.
getting into that zone where I'm like, I need something that speaks to me, not dum 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 dum. I'm like, I've had
Yeah.
enough dum dum dum.
Yeah.
I need something like really more moving. And I'm not saying I'm done with that genre, because
Yeah.
if there are gigs that require that sound, the big super clubs,
Mm-hmm.
I will I could definitely go back to that. But and there were a few tracks that I put out that were like more energetic, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm looking to go to something deeper
Yeah.
and
And do you
something more minimal.
collaborate with people when you're making tracks, or do you?
Yeah, definitely. I collaborate with people, and I have done stuff like some originals of my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still learning, and I'm still trying
Yeah.
to
There's
get a
so
lot better.
much to it,
Obviously,
isn't
when
it?
so much to learn. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's you could never stop learning your entire life, and still have so much to learn.
Yeah. Do you use a particular program? Like, what do you like using?
Yeah, for me, I just use Ableton
Ableton?
because I don't really have a studio. I've just moved back here
Mm-hmm.
from China, and I had to leave. Like, well, all my stuff is still in China, and I've been
Yeah.
trying to ship it over, but
Oh, well.
the place where I was living is like still kind of under lockdown, so the shipping company can't go in to get my stuff. So I just came here with like my laptop,
Crazy.
and there I have a keyboard, and I have like my other equipment,
Mm-hmm.
the machine and stuff. But right now I don't really have anything other than my laptop, so it's just
Yeah.
Ableton,
Yeah.
which you can make a lot of good music from that. All you need is software,
Yeah.
but
Because you
having the hardware,
sing
you
as
can
well.
enhance it more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. You
Yeah,
sing as well. Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
like some vocals for
Mhm.
my own tracks,
Yeah.
but you need a better setup for that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've done like real basic stuff, recording on my iPhone, and then like enhancing the sound a bit, like putting an echo on it and tweaking it.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Well, I look forward to eventually hearing it once it's all
thank you. Cool.
finished. But that's the thing, like it's good to, you know, sometimes you have to take your time and just make sure you get the sound that you want, you know?
Yeah.
It's your,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's better to take your time with it and tweak it till it's right.
Yeah.
Before just getting it out there and, you know, spend
right.
time with it.
Mm-hmm. The next question I had, we've already answered that about feeling supported by other women in the industry. So I'll skip to the next one.
That's right.
So for all of the ladies that are listening right now that are like aspiring artists themselves, could you please share one secret to your success?
I think just smile and be yourself, you know. Let people see you for who you are, and, you know, let your unique talents and your traits just shine through, you know. Find out what your talents are, hone those skills, learn what you need to learn, and then show the world who you are, and let them fall in love with you for who you are, you know. Everyone's unique, so just be yourself, be real. I think
awesome,
that's important.
I like that. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
And so I know that this whole COVID thing is happening at the moment, so it's a bit tricky to answer this next question right now, but I mean, in the long term, what's next for you with your career, like life in general? Where are you at?
Yeah, it's hard to say right now because everything is so crazy at the moment, and every single day there's new developments, and we don't know if, you know, tomorrow everything will go back to normal or if things will never go back to normal. So we're just, you know, I'm just taking each day as it comes, and I'm happy that I had the opportunities I had. And right now I've come back to Australia and I'm back in lockdown. It's like I went into lockdown in China, I escaped, I came here, and I went into it again. It's exactly, it's like, it's deja vu. But I'm just trying to use the time, you know, this downtime to focus on the important things, to get around to doing the things that I have been meaning to do but might have not had time, you know, like producing music, getting back in touch with family, just exercising more, sleeping more, meditating more.
And I think that's good, you know. That's why we can, you know, even though it's a hard time, but I think it's good that we all use this time now to, work on music that we haven't managed to work on, or work on a business, or work on developing yourself. You know, as an artist, you can do that, especially online now too. So
so this is the time for us to sort of change our modus operandi, and like, you know, we're going online. Like, I see you're doing really well with you know, starting this venture of yours.
Thank you.
You know, it could be time to start streaming live. There are so many options, but I need to sort of figure out what works for me, because it's not like oh, there's one equation for everyone, because we're all different. And so I'm just thinking about it, and I'm enjoying the time. I'm trying to stay positive. That's good. Let's see. We'll see.
And then we'll see what happens in 6 months.
I mean, I hope it could be shorter than that.
Hopefully. I think they're just saying 6 months for now, but fingers crossed it'll be less than that.
Definitely.
Okay, so outside of music, like what are some other creative things that you love to do, or, you know, experience, have fun?
Well, like hobbies? I said, definitely. I mean, I told you I love fitness, I love going to the gym, I love sports, being active outdoors, surfing, hiking, tennis. I love learning things, you know. I just love trying to learn new things. I love food. I love cooking.
What's your favorite food?
I don't have, the thing with me is I don't have favorites. Because I like 10,
you're kind of like me.
You know, I like 10 different types of foods. I like 10 types of music. I like, you know, I can't pick one. So I love Asian food. You know, like Thai food, Vietnamese food. I love Mexican food.
So you
I love
cook a lot. Do
Italian
you cook a lot
food.
too?
I definitely cook a
Yeah.
lot. It's more like a wholesome home style cooking, you know.
Yeah.
I don't do all the fancy, but it's all, everything I cook is always very healthy.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Nice.
tasty too.
Maybe one day you'll do a cooking show with your DJing.
Oh my God, yes. Cooking and DJing.
Actually, I've got
some beats.
a friend in Brisbane that he does that. He's a DJ, but
Really?
he loves cooking.
Cooks?
So he kind of combines both of them. Like he'll do like a
So
barbecue.
he does it at the same time?
Yeah, like he'll do a barbecue and then has his DJing set up on the other side. Like it's really it's something different, you know.
Cool. So every 5 minutes you run in, do your
Yeah.
mix, and then you flip your burgers.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Way to promote yourself, doing something.
Yeah. So I mean, I love learning new languages. I told you I speak Cantonese and Mandarin. I mean, I'm not a pro or anything. I just speak, colloquial Chinese. I can't read a newspaper.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I can have a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
So right now I'm learning some Spanish.
Oh.
Because I've been to Mexico a couple times. I DJ'd there, and I didn't really speak any Spanish at that time. So now I'm on Duolingo and like doing a little bit of Spanish learning every day.
Yeah, I love languages as well.
Yeah.
Spanish is
Do
the
you
next
speak
one I
any?
want to learn. I speak Bulgarian.
You're European, right?
Yeah, my parents are Bulgarian, so I speak Bulgarian,
wow.
and I learned French in high school. And I was really good at it. So if I went back to France now, I could probably, in 6 months, I'd be fluent again, you know. But when you're not around it all the time, it's hard, you know. And Spanish, that's the next one. I always keep saying I'll do Spanish, and then I need to get around to that.
Download Duolingo.
Yes.
This app apparently has seen a huge spike in users because of this crisis.
Yeah.
And just learn a little bit every day. And
that's what it is, isn't it? Spanish is a good one though, because it's like
definitely. I think it's an easier language to learn compared to French and probably Bulgarian or Chinese. And yeah.
Well, awesome. We're quite similar like that.
Yes.
Cool. So okay, so where have you traveled to? We know that you've traveled quite a lot. So what, out of all your travels, what is one of your, I know there's probably a few, but one of your favorite festivals or clubs that you've been to and experienced yourself outside of the DJing? Do any come to mind?
Well, the festival that I had played at, that was probably my best show. A festival that I've been to just as a punter, maybe was Solar Festival in Amsterdam.
Oh, you've been to
Solar.
Cool.
It's a more underground type festival that promotes arts and different styles of music. It's not really like, main big room EDM stuff. And it was just, it was amazing. I went there, I think in 2016. Yeah. And just had the best time because you could go to so many different stages and hear so many different styles of music. And that's probably one of my best. Have you heard about it?
I've heard of that one. I've heard of Sonar as well because I've always wanted to
Sonar. Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit similar to that.
Yeah.
One, but
definitely. Yeah.
But Solar.
And
that's awesome. Cool.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam. Oh yeah. Are you going this year?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I went last year. I went last year.
Really?
Yeah, I was there. So
nice.
That was my first time in Amsterdam. So it was amazing. I went to Awakenings Festival one night.
Oh wow! I saw you were like hanging out with Carl Cox. That was in Australia. Or that was there.
Here and over there, actually.
Here,
we're friends in a way. So.
Well.
Yeah. So no, it's cool actually. Like he'll get me free tickets. I'll go watch him play. Like it's. That's why I get to hang out backstage and.
Wow! Cool.
Yeah.
That makes you feel special, right?
Actually, you know what?
I like being on that side rather than the other side, but I've been on both. And
because when you're behind it, I actually love to go out to the other side because, you get to see all the visuals, you get to hear the sound, how everyone else is hearing it. Like, I actually really enjoy being in the crowd as well. But then once everyone starts pushing around, I'm like, okay, all right, back to my spot.
That brings a festival to mind that I was in China, and it was the Great Wall Festival, where it was maybe 2015 or 14, and Armin van Buuren was the headliner, and I had gone there with another DJ chick, a friend of mine. We were both working at Pepper Club, and we had bought tickets for this festival, and it was just insane. A few things went wrong, like it started to rain, and you were up in the mountains. So it was like, first it was like, oh, this is amazing, we're all getting wet, rained on, and then it just started to get really cold. We're like, oh, I'm shivering, like we're like, oh, I'm getting hypothermia now.
Oh no.
But the highlight of that was like when Armin van Buuren was playing at, the last set. And I was like, we're going to go to the front. So I grabbed my friend and I was like, excuse me, my friend's at the front. Like, move. And we went right to the front of the stage, and we were just looking up at him. And his music was just so moving. We were both just crying. We were both just brought to tears. But we were like embarrassed, so we didn't show each other. So we were both looking at the music. And then we talked about it later. We were like, his music was so good, I started crying. And I was like, me too. I didn't want to show you because it was embarrassing.
That's so
that
cool.
was really cool. That was another really cool festival.
And what an awesome
China.
experience too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
awesome. And probably the best club, I would have to say, Privilege Club in Ibiza, just because it's the world's largest club, and
I was there last year.
Going inside.
Oh, it was crazy.
Really? Was it packed? Yeah. It fits like 10,000 something people.
It's so massive, isn't it?
And you have like females dangling from the ceiling, dancing in like water glasses, and you're just like, oh,
Pretty and the cool. Atmosphere there is just amazing, isn't it? In Ibiza.
Yes.
Have you been there a few times? Festival. You've played there as
just
well?
Just once. So I played in Ibiza.
Yeah.
I played at Bora Bora Club. It was an event that my friend was throwing, so I went over there, and that was in 2014, and I've only been there once, but I really want to go back.
Yeah, it's changed now. It's changed a bit.
It's changed,
well, 2014. That's like, it's probably changed a bit even since.
Definitely changed.
Yeah, because it's a lot more.
So you were there last year?
Yeah, last year I was there for a little bit, and 2 years before that. I've been there quite a few times actually, because the first.
Have you played there as well?
I haven't played there. Like I've done little gigs, but not big gigs, because there's so many people there, and it's kind of it's you need to get in.
It's so hard to get in.
Yeah. But I just love the whole island. I love, the beaches are amazing.
Oh, the vibes.
Yeah.
I love how you can be in the party zone, in a crazy club or whatever, or you can get away and just be in the middle of nowhere.
That's what I
people around you.
A lot of people, like in Australia, I find people think of Ibiza as like all they've seen is that little English area where everyone goes really drunk and it's really dirty. But they don't realize that
so much more.
The island is actually amazing. Like it's totally different to what you see.
And Formentera, the small island, which is also just as beautiful and just really really peaceful.
That water.
That's what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
The beautiful scenery, like hiking to the top of some lookout and just looking down below, it's one with the island. That means a lot to me, probably more than the parties.
And that's what's so cool about being able to travel and DJ and work and get paid to see these amazing places as well, right? It's
unreal. Very blessed.
So with all your traveling, so is there any country that you haven't visited yet that you would love to visit?
I mean, I definitely want to visit Croatia because they have a really good scene there, and they have the festivals, they have the beaches, and I've never been there. Maybe Berlin, the techno scene in Berlin, I think would be really cool. Definitely. And I've never been to South America, so hopefully one day I'll be able to go to that continent.
Same, me too. South America.
One day. It's on the bucket list, right? We'll get there eventually.
Let's just get through this coronavirus.
We
can all be free.
Stay alive.
All right. So, what is your favorite thing about the world of electronic music, and where do you see it going in the future? Let's say this coronavirus wasn't existing right now.
I mean, I love that, electronic music brings the masses together. It's like the universal language of music and dance.
Yeah.
And DJs nowadays are like basically gods, you know. People pay so much money to go hear a DJ or a producer play, and I think that's really amazing. I mean, it's good for us that we're in the industry. But I guess after this whole coronavirus dies down, I think a lot of things will start to go online. So I don't really know. I don't know if, I think people will still be wanting to see a performer in person. You know, this going online doesn't beat that. But definitely things will be changing, you know. Everything
it'll
is going
be more
online,
like house parties or something. We'll have to create our own.
Have you gotten the app House Party?
I tried it for the
That's the
first
most
time.
downloaded app now.
Really?
I downloaded it, but
yeah. I mean, I only quickly tried it because my friend wanted to call me from Melbourne. She lives in Melbourne. And I mean, there's a lot of other apps that I think are probably quite similar. So, I don't know. I haven't tried it out enough yet, so I can't really comment on that one.
I haven't tried it either, but I've told my family, I'm like, let's do it. Let's all download the app and we'll have a little house party.
Maybe that's the future of electronic music.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I hope there'll be more to it than just going online, because the real, you know, you can't beat seeing something live.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, definitely DJs are starting to look for other ways to, you know, generate income, and that's going online to Twitch and that. I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little slow. I like to take my time with things and go at my own pace, but the future could be all online. There'll be no human contact anymore. Maybe I'll never meet you.
Maybe we'll just be meeting like this forever.
Touch you through the screen. Hi. My name is Jane.
Hello. All right, so we're nearly at the end. So if you could be an animal, which animal would you be and why?
I think I would choose to be a phoenix.
Ooh.
Because a phoenix, well, it is a mythological creature, but it's got wings. It can fly above, you know, which is important. Rising above, but you know, it also crashes and burns, just like in life, where, you know, things go wrong and you have your issues. You go down, but then you rise again in a blaze of glory. In the flames and the ashes, you rise above again. So
I love that.
That's an animal I would like to, definitely would like to be.
I love that.
If I could choose.
I can see that in you. Very strong.
Burning, but then coming back.
Yes. And describe yourself in 3 words. So 3 words for that.
3 words. Sweet, fun, and wild.
Ooh, yes. Awesome. Oh, thank you so much. So at the end of each,
having me.
That's okay. At the end of each, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here and sharing.
I've enjoyed it.
Stories. It's so awesome to get to know you better. And
thank you.
Our first time virtually meeting properly. We've had a couple of chats, but it's been really nice to get to know more about you. Not just as a DJ, but as a beautiful woman in this world.
Oh, you too.
Thank you. And so at the
hopefully
end of
we'll reach past the screen.
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
When the restrictions are lifted.
So at the end of each podcast, I would like to ask the guests to share something inspiring for whoever's listening right now, either like a poem or a quote or something that you like.
Okay, so I've prepared something. This is by Roy T. Bennett from his book The Light in the Heart. And it's all about sharing positive thoughts and creative insight to help people live a successful and fulfilling life. Here it is. Here's the blurb that I've chosen for this last section. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Just choose to be happy and live your own life. Do what you love what you do, and do it with all your heart. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Other people's perception of you is a reflection of them. Your response to them is an awareness of you. It's never too late to change your life for the better. You don't have to take huge steps to change your life. Making even the smallest changes to your daily routine can make a big difference to your life. Always remember people who have helped you along the way, and don't forget to lift someone up. Always find opportunities to make someone smile and to offer random acts of kindness in everyday life. Smile more. Smiling can make you and others happy. Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. Never stop dreaming, never stop believing, never give up, never stop trying, and never stop learning.
Oh,
That's
I
it.
love that. I
Thank
got
you.
goosebumps.
Good little
Thank you
messages
so
and
much. That's so
that.
beautiful.
No, thank you too.
It's
Thank you for having me.
okay. You're welcome.
No, it's been my pleasure. It's been my
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we might do this again. Oh, also, just to finish off with, let us know where we can find you, where we can follow you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Give us
You
all the
can
places.
Google Gloria Ansell. See what comes up. Gloria
Ansell.
Ansell. Yeah,
Yep.
so Gloria Ansell, Ansell.
Yep.
I have a website, djgloriaansell.com.
Yep.
Funny story is it was gloriaansell.com, and the domain name expired, and someone had actually just stolen the domain right before I had renewed it.
No.
So it's story of my life. So now it's djgloriaansell.com.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Instagram, SoundCloud, DJ Gloria Ansell.
Okay.
Beatport, you can find my tracks on there. And all the other streaming sites, you just search Gloria Ansell. And my Facebook account was also recently hacked, so I've lost it. And I had I'm just being crumbling to the ground.
The future of hacking, hey.
Ooh, yeah, I'm a vulnerable and
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. So I've started a new account. It's Avana Cruz, which is my alter ego name that I came up for
Ivana,
producing
that's with
underground.
just
it was actually Ava, Avana,
yeah, okay.
Avana Cruz.
Okay.
So
that's the Facebook
that's
one.
me.
Excellent.
That's the Facebook. That's the new Facebook with it doesn't have my face on it. I don't really have contacts right now, but starting again from the ground and
undercover.
I'm rising again from the ashes.
Yes, that's right.
Clapping its wings.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and
thank you, Tasha.
I'm sure all of our Sonic Adventure ladies will love listening to this podcast. And
thank you so much. Look forward to seeing your upcoming ones as well.
Thank you.
And I'll be supporting everything that you're doing with this.
Awesome. Thanks
so much, for having me.
I'll end this now.
You.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.